has already won. Really, it is no competition because the real people of the biblical days was black people. How can you continue to fight against anything when Caucasians and every races and nations had nothing to do with the true identity of Christ Yeshua, Moses, Adam and Eve, Elijah, Joshua, Ezra, King David, King Solomon, Matthew, Mark, John, Paul. These people was not related to the nations and races of this world. Only one race, no other, should be clowning about the black Negro identity. It is a shame that the world is unleashing these people, and some of them are black, not because they are black Hebrew Israelites, they're going to be Sahi. They are puppets of Satan regime, and they will spend eternity in a lake of fire. All ignorant black Hebrew Israelites that's on the side of the impostor, synagogues of Satan, Jews. You will be going to the lake of fire. Judgment has been spoken over all darkness that continue to try to uproot the truth. The truth is very simple. How is a world or a people that has nothing to do with the history of a people that suffer for thousands of years? We have been in captivity 7 times. No other races or nation had to go through it, and no other nation or race had to suffer like we suffered. Since you want to lie and pretend like the so-called false impostor, synagogue of Satan, Jews are the people, then you need to go through every step that the black Hebrew Israelites went through. Not be so-called rich, have money, be living in luxury, all these sacrifices you do, all this evil. But you want to pretend like you is a holy people. You ought to be ashamed. Every nation on this earth ought to be ashamed to try to claim a history of a black people that you had kept down for thousands of years. You have done it over jealousy, I understand, not because of skin color, but because of who we are, the identity, the bloodline of a black Hebrew Israelite man called Mashiach, called Yeshua Shah, Yahuwah Shah, Yeshua. You should be so embarrassed that you got to take another people whole identity and put it in a books and pretend like you the holy people, instead of saying we not no holy people. We need to just go ahead and be up under the 12 tribes of black Negro Hebrew Israelite. You might not think you're going to do it, but it is going to happen. You can save some time, energy, and pain and suffering, and maybe long-term punishment if you just go ahead and stop the foolishness. But by you want to go the long way around, you will be embarrassed in the end anyway, because the Bible is not just through some that they killed, beat, slashed our backs so that we wouldn't be able to read in slavery. That would have never happened if it was so nothing the Bible, some Satan, Lucifer. Why would you think the God that made all gonna let anybody, talking about some God that ain't the prime creator, have their way? So the whole entire thing, all nations and races should be very embarrassed You got to take black people's little stuff, little identity, everything they got, so that you can be important. Where is your way of life? Where is your history? Where is your Bible talking about you and holding his head? This is talking about a black Hebrew Israelite nation that fell against their God for disobedience. And y'all, the same black Negro today, most of them act up when it comes down to trying to teach them or tell them anything about God. You'll rather remain with the Sunday worship lie. You don't care if it's a lie. You don't care Christmas. You make sure you don't spread it to nobody. Christ was not born in no December, period. Not October, not November. It was September. And I have the proof. They have the proof. The world had the proof. I mean, it is so embarrassing that the world got to take everything from one little group of people, and then be big, you big mad, big war, big trying to kill, big trying to destroy, silence, because you want to be the people. You will never be the chosen people of the living God. And being humble and coming up under the 12 tribes of the black Negro niggas will help you. At least maybe some of you will make it. But you keep trying to throw at all your demons and your imps, trying to pretend like the Caucasian Silicon of Satan is the people. You cannot fool anyone else. It is time for the truth. It is time for you to humble yourself and teach it yourself. And come up on it. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready, Miss Mary Magdalene Sophia Christ. I'm ready to teach. I'm ready to help you. I'm ready to help the 12 tribes of black, Negro, Hebrew Israelite. We coming up under the leaders of the 12 tribes. The holy men, holy women, holy children. We gonna follow you all. That's the only way you're gonna make it out of anything, because you're not gonna make it out of anything by continuing with this foolishness. Just fight, and you ain't even the people. You ain't even kin to the people. Your people was a whole black nigga, and you wanna put your pictures in their spots. They suffered, beat, drugged, torn apart, all mutilated, but all kind of horrific things. And you want to put yourself in that place. You need to be the one going through it, then. If you them people, you need to suffer like we did. You want to be rich and have all the money and prestige, but you don't want to be the people with the suffering. It is time for this foolishness to end. You can keep doing it, but I assure you it's got an end to it. Because the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the God of Israel, the Holy One of Israel, the Mashiach, HaMashiach, Christ, Mike Most High, the Everlasting Father, the Prime Creator, all is everybody, everything, and everybody is up on him, first of all. It's prophesied that this gonna happen, but you can at least try to make it a little bit better. You could say, well, we with them black people. I know, since we keep on fighting against it, because we ain't kin to them, we with the people. We ain't made all these old fake pictures. All those white, Caucasian, white pictures got to be redone. Just get rid of all of them, because ain't none of them real. The people was black Hebrew Israelites. And you ought to be embarrassed to try to say you those people. You ain't went through none of what they went through. Want to claim another person, then you big mad at me. I'm big mad at that woman. Well, God said don't touch her. We better leave her alone, because you know that's our head if we touch her. It's certainly us, because you have certainly tried. You have thrown your worst at me, and I haven't bothered you. But it's time for the world. And then every time I send myself out, you make sure you try to cut it off, or just say, oh, it's administrator that approve it before we go through. It is time for the truth. It is time for black niggas to wake up and stop thinking that you just living on this earth. You going right to the lake right with them, the synagogue of Satan. If you don't try to get yourself together, not every black nigga gonna wake up, but the one who are going to wake up. It is time for us to get our mind together and serve God within ourselves. If enough of us serve Him, you don't have to have people looking at you to serve the living God. He is within. I've been going to temples all my life since I was a little girl. A real Jewish, a Hebrew Israelite temple. But then nobody know. It's just the people who was around us at the time. I had to announce it to nobody. When you live for God, you do it on an individual basis. You pray to Him. You fast. You read your Bible. You stop fornicating. You stop being a homosexual. All black preachers that's homosexuals and being up in these Sunday churches, you've been judged. God gave you enough time, and you still doing it. And ain't nobody gonna keep begging. It's the cutoff time for all this foolishness. That's why in the days of Noah, it was 8 souls out of billions of people. Those same people were reincarnated in this day and time to see if you gonna be ignorant enough to do the same thing that you did in the flood. So the flood came. Here you go, be Noah, I believe now. And you gonna be too late this time as well. And remember, when you be too late this time, it gonna last for eternity. You would never come with that lake of fire or the worst prison in the coldest region and black darling and all type of different situations of hell and you go through. Thinking that you can follow behind, oh, did my body, did my mind. You do you right, it is. You have free will. But you're going to remember, I promise you. God gonna make sure He lay it out. Oh, you mean tell me, you said Gene have heard all that. But let me show you where my daughter or my son showed you, told you, continued to plead with you to change your way of living. But you would rather have that disgusting way of life than to armor yourself and say, this is not of God. It's no way. But everybody don't want to live for God because it's millions of clones on this earth don't even have a soul. We get so many scenarios. There's just not 8 billion people on earth. They trying to include all the people across the ice wall inside the earth because it ain't no billion people walking around on these little few continents. It might be a couple, but not no 8. And they know it. The time has come for all this foolishness to come to an end. Israel identity, the true Israelites was black. They black. We are black Hebrew Israelites. We was the 12 gates, black angelic, Atlanteans, gates of Atlantean. We are the 12 stars of the constellation of the black citizens of Christmaker and Nebula. We are very important people. This ain't our first time coming here, first time being reincarnated, first time doing nothing. We've been here billions of years, just like Christ have, but I know this a little much. But at the same time, it's time for all fake thieves that have stole the 12 tribes of Israel way of life to give it up. It's time to pay restitution, monetary gain. It's time. I am Mary Magdalene, Sophia, Christ Mary.